across the United States are entrances to tunnels that don't appear on any public map. They show up behind abandoned buildings, in forgotten forests, beneath old bridges, or suddenly revealed by sinkholes after heavy rain.
You see, most people walk by these without a second glance, thinking they're drainage systems or just leftovers from old construction. But a few daring explorers have actually gone inside some of these, and what they found doesn't match anything in the records. Today we're exploring a hidden world that not many people talk about. These tunnels range from narrow crawl spaces to massive corridors tall enough to drive trucks through. Some are so smooth they look like they were melted into shape, not dug. Others are reinforced with steel, concrete, and massive blast doors that look like they were meant to survive something catastrophic. And the strangest part? Many of these entrances were sealed off the moment they were discovered. And not to mention, for decades, people have reported hearing strange sounds coming from the underground. Low mechanical hums, rhythmic vibrations, air vents in the middle of nowhere releasing warm air when there shouldn't be anything underground at all. All this has helped fuel the theories that we're going to talk about today. Some conspiracy theorists believe that these tunnels form a secret underground network that spans the entire country. Others believe they lead to hidden bunkers, covert bases, and even non-human laboratories buried beneath the desert floor. I'll admit, the claims sound extreme, almost unbelievable.
But here's the thing, they've persisted for decades.
And every time a new tunnel is uncovered, the theories grow stronger. So today, we're going to tackle a few questions. Why are there so many unexplained tunnels in the United States? Why are they sealed off so soon after someone finds them? And what are they really connected to? Let's begin with a pattern that almost no one talks about. When you look at America from above, the surface looks normal enough. Highways, suburbs, farmland, deserts, cities. But beneath that surface is a maze of forgotten infrastructure that stretches for thousands of miles. Some of it is old sewage and storm drains, but a surprising amount is left unexplained. Access points exist with no documentation. Maps don't match the reality on the ground. Historians have documented mines from the 1800s and early 1900s that branch off far deeper than expected. Entire shafts disappear under private land, never surveyed or explored since they shut down. Some tunnels under small towns initially thought to be just old mining paths turned out to be reinforced corridors going far beyond mining zones. And many of these abandoned mines strangely align with later military construction.
It raises the question of whether old tunnels were reused or expanded upon.
Cities also built early subway and utility tunnels that were never completed. And places like New York, DC, and Chicago partially built corridors run under neighborhoods that never got a station. Even worse, many of these tunnels connect to sealed rooms with no historical record of who built them. Sometimes those rooms contain old cots, barrels, or metal crates with no markings, as if someone used them long after the original builders left. The weirdest thing happens when you start aligning these tunnels on a map. Lines begin to emerge, straight lines that cut across states and converge on government installations. Patterns that don't make sense if you assume these tunnels are built independently. When you see old mine shafts, forgotten subway corridors, drainage tunnels, and sealed military structures pointing towards the same locations, it becomes impossible to ignore. Something is connecting them all.
And that's where the conspiracy truly begins.
Because these lines often lead directly towards Cold War bunkers, nuclear command centers, and restricted military zones. Places the public rarely sees. Places known for secrecy and underground construction. And that leads us into the most persistent theory of them all, the military tunnel network. The United States military has a long documented history of building underground. Cheyenne Mountain in Colorado is a perfect example. A city-sized bunker carved inside a mountain, protected by blast doors that can withstand a nuclear strike. Inside those halls are offices, barracks, power stations, reservoirs, and command centers. It was designed so the government can stay functioning even after a nuclear war. And get this guys, Cheyenne Mountain is only one of many. There's also the Raven Rock Mountain Complex in Pennsylvania, often called the Underground Pentagon. Deep in Virginia sits Mount Weather, a continuity of government facility so secretive that most Americans didn't even know it existed until decades after it was built. During the Cold War, the government prioritized underground survival infrastructure. If a nuclear attack hit, leadership was meant to retreat underground and run the country from below. And that required tunnels. Long tunnels. Conspiracy theorists believe that these facilities were never meant to operate alone. Instead, they claim the government built deep, high-speed tunnels connecting major bunkers. The idea is simple. In a crisis, they can move personnel, equipment, and classified materials between facilities without anyone knowing. This network would stretch across the country, linking East Coast bunkers, Midwest silos, and West Coast research bases. Some say the trains inside travel over 500 miles per hour, using magnetic levitation. There is no hard proof of this, but the rumors won't die. Workers near places like Edwards Air Force Base have described hearing deep rumbles underground at night. Construction crews in Nevada have reported seeing drilling equipment being escorted away without explanation. Strange ventilation shafts appear in deserts with no buildings above them.
All this suggests some kind of underground activity, just not one the public is allowed to understand.
Government denials have only made the rumors stronger too. Officials simply say they cannot discuss underground facilities, citing national security. People naturally assume that that means the rumors must be true. But whether it's a single massive system or simply many isolated bunkers, something is definitely down there. And one of the most infamous examples sits right under Denver. Denver International Airport is one of the most bizarre airports ever built. Its construction ran massively over budget, costing billions more than expected. Entire buildings were constructed, then immediately buried underground. Workers reported being moved off projects without explanation, and official blueprints don't match what some contractors claim they built. The airport is filled with strange symbolism too. A dedication plaque mentions a mysterious New World Airport Commission, which doesn't exist anywhere else. A massive blue Mustang statue nicknamed Lucifer killed its creator. All this has fed to the theory that the airport is hiding something. And seriously, if you haven't gone there, it's worth the trip just to see it alone. It's really weird. But the most suspicious part is the tunnel system beneath the airport. Officials say they were for luggage transport, but the system was way more advanced and expansive than necessary. Multiple levels of tunnels were built, some stretching far beyond the airport footprint. Workers claim entire floors were sealed off before ever being used.
Why build so much infrastructure underground if you're not gonna use it?
Some theorists believe Denver Airport is connected to the nationwide military tunnel network. Others think it's a self-contained underground city designed for elite relocation during a global crisis. There were even stories of bunk rooms, storage facilities, and long corridors being completed and then locked behind steel doors. Pilots have reported seeing construction equipment descend underground for hours, and yet the official airport tour never goes where the rumors point. To this day, the airport brushes all this off as a joke and a rumor, even installing tongue-in-cheek signs poking fun at conspiracies.
Closer? Want to have a staring contest? Ready? Go!
But they never actually answer the core questions. Why were entire buildings buried? Why have such a massive underground tunnel network beneath an airport? Whatever the truth is, it only gets stranger in Doulce.
Dulce, New Mexico is a small town with a huge legend.
According to conspiracy lore, it sits above a secret 7-level underground facility known as Dulce Base. This base supposedly houses classified research, genetic experiments, and advanced technology. Some versions of the story involve alien cooperation. Others claim the base was built strictly by humans, but for purposes too controversial to admit. The legend began with a man named Paul Benowitz in the 1970s. He claimed he intercepted strange electromagnetic signals from beneath the ground near the town. Convinced they weren't human in origin, he believed he discovered proof of an underground entity, communicating using unknown technology. His claims spiraled into reports of biolabs, multi-level underground floors, and secret tunnels connecting Doulce to Area 51. Some say the government discredited him to bury the truth. People who have visited that area have reported odd things. Vents in the desert releasing warm air, strange humming sounds beneath the earth, unmarked vehicles patrolling empty dirt roads late at night, and local residents describing lights moving underground as if there were train systems below. There are maps online showing supposed floor plans of Dulce Base, though none are verified. These diagrams describe 7 underground levels with everything from genetic labs to containment centers. Theories describe long elevators, rail tunnels, and security sectors requiring multiple clearance levels. To be honest, it all sounds like science fiction. Yet the rumors continue to evolve decade after decade. What makes Doulce unique is that it's persistent. It's a theory that won't fade. Doulce keeps growing as new people swear they've seen unusual activity. Whether it's a real facility or a myth fueled by secrecy, nobody truly knows. But the idea of massive, multi-level tunnels beneath a quiet desert town fits perfectly into the larger picture. And that picture gets even stranger when you look at what's actually been found underground.
Every few years, someone actually stumbles upon a real tunnel that no one can explain.
In Florida, a teenager recently found a perfectly constructed underground passage beneath a neighborhood, complete with a generator and tools. Police admitted they had no idea who built it or why. In Toronto, a hand-dug tunnel was found near a major stadium with no explanation for its purpose. These discoveries show that the tunnels aren't just theories, they're real. Urban explorers have documented sealed corridors on universities, abandoned hospitals, and old Cold War facilities. Many of these tunnels extend far beyond the expected layouts of their buildings. Some branch into unknown pathways completely absent from historical records. Occasionally, explorers find bunk rooms, old supplies, or metal containers with no markings. And these findings raise more questions than answers. There have also been cases of sinkholes revealing massive underground structures. In one case, a sinkhole in an empty field exposed a concrete tunnel system with reinforced walls. Local authorities sealed it up immediately without explanation. Residents were told it was old infrastructure, yet no records existed. When the government doesn't know what's beneath the ground, then who put it there? Contractors working near military zones have reported being removed from sites without explanation. Areas they were previously allowed to access suddenly became classified. Heavy machinery disappears underground for days. And sometimes, entrances are welded shut overnight. The speed at which these tunnels were sealed suggests they were never meant to be discovered. These real discoveries provide something the theories alone cannot: the physical evidence that unknown tunnels exist. So there are a bunch of theories on why these tunnels exist and where they came from. But I want to go over 3 of them in this video, so let's start with this one. The first theory is the most reasonable: that the US government built a massive underground transportation network during the Cold War. This network would allow leaders to move quickly and securely during a nuclear attack. It would connect bunkers across the country, and it would remain secret for national security. Like I said, this is the most reasonable and probably the most likely. That would explain why so many tunnels connect, and not only do they connect to government facilities. The second theory is more covert. Some believe the tunnels are used for classified logistics, moving weapons, technology, or intelligence between secure sites. This would greatly reduce the risk of interception. It would allow for untraceable transport outside the public eye, and it would definitely make sense in a world with satellites. The third theory is the most extreme and controversial. This theory claims that some tunnels are connected to underground research facilities involving non-human entities or technologies not publicly acknowledged. These ideas often tie back to Dulce, Area 51, and other places surrounded by mystery. Critics will say this is science fiction, but believers argue the secrecy itself is enough to say something. What all 3 theories share is the same foundation. Whether it's transportation, logistics, or something unknown, the public is not meant to know what lies underground. And every time a tunnel is discovered and sealed, that secrecy tightens. It keeps the theories alive. It keeps people questioning.
No theory has ever been proven.
But none have fully been disproven either. And the constant discovery of unexplained tunnels suggests that something beneath the surface is being intentionally hidden. Whatever the truth, it's likely far bigger than we imagine. And the deeper we dig, the stranger it gets.
So in the end, we're left with more questions than answers.
It's possible that the truth is mundane. Forgotten projects, abandoned infrastructure, and misunderstood construction. It's also possible that something far larger is being hidden. Something that spans decades. Something that connects facilities across the nation. And something we weren't meant to see. The fact is, we know shockingly little about America's underground world. Most of it will never be explored by the public. And the pieces we do uncover only hint at a much larger puzzle. A puzzle buried very deep below. Maybe one day we'll find out the truth. But for now, you'll have to subscribe and watch my videos and stay entertained. Until then. Anyways guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Go ahead and click my channel, watch more videos on there, subscribe, like this video, and yeah. Thank you so much guys. Stay tuned for the next one, and remember, stay curious.